Welcome back to YouTube. Dirt Nat Bros here, doing another review today on a cell cameras, especially the Cellinks. So we run, how many cameras total we run? I think
we're running 5 now.
Yeah, 5 total cameras. 2 different ones, both from the same company,
Which is Point. So Point is a Canadian company that manufactures these, the Celllink and then the MicroLink, which is what we have in this box, which I'll pull out in a few.
So we bought these, especially because, I think usually around July, August, we go out and we start setting up for deer season. We got there early, we set up, that way the deer get used to it, and we want to get an inventory of what's out there where we're hunting, whether it be private land or game land. So this was a great idea. We're like, hey, we don't have to go out there, because last season we were just going out there checking the cameras every week or 2.
Yeah, it was costing a ton of scent. It was costing us in gas and time and energy. And we were looking for something better, and I think we went to Field and Stream and found these on sale. So they run on Point's website. The Celllink is $59.99. We got them on sale at Field and Stream for $39. $39.99. So a little bit of a discount. So I think we each picked up 2 at that point.
Yep, and there's 2 providers they use. They use Verizon and AT&T. And I have the AT&T models. I think you do too.
I have the Verizon model.
You have the Verizon model.
Now that doesn't mean, and when I first started looking into these, I thought that meant the reason I bought the Verizon is because I use Verizon cell service. So I figured I have Verizon, it's Verizon, it'll just connect to my account. That is not what that means. These do not connect to your wireless mobile or your wireless carrier at all. What the Verizon AT&T is your coverage area. So if you look up a map of Verizon's 4G LTE coverage and your area has nothing, but you go to AT&T and you have the best coverage AT&T could provide, you're going to want an AT&T camera. I went with Verizon, like I said, because I thought I was going to link it up to my accounts. Now I have one Verizon and one AT&T. In the area of North Carolina that we're in, we get pretty good cell service. So either one would have done.
Yep. They have cell service. Yep. There's been a few times it's kind of been spotty, but we've actually just said, you know what, we're leaving the camera there. Maybe it'll start working, and then eventually it got cell service and it started working.
Yeah. And so these are really cool because, like I said, we were spending so much time and money going out and putting our stench all over the area that we were supposed to hunt this year. And sure, we were out trimming lanes and prepping, but closer to season, when I'm trying to get an inventory of what's on that property, or even during the rut, if I want to see if new buck comes in, or I want to move a camera to determine if this is a good area to set up another blind, or this is where they're coming in. These things are super handy because you don't have to constantly go out, and they're stupid easy to use. Stupid easy.
Yep. Stupid. Yeah. Awesome. That's awesome easy. So the other thing with these, so you get you use the camera itself. Either you buy the Celllink or the MicroLight, you get 100 free pictures per month.
Yes.
Without the subscription.
Yes.
We use subscriptions on all of ours now.
Yep.
Because literally.
You max it out.
Yeah, we had nights where we had 80 pictures from our cameras, and then max out your 100 per month. So it's $15 for unlimited, and you get 70 or 80 HD photos.
Yeah, it's like 70 or 80. And the way that works is the camera's going to snap that photo, and we'll go into more about how they work in a minute. But it stores it on an internal SD card, not on your actual camera. It stores it on the device. But as it transports it via this, it transports it in not a high def image, and I think that's to save time, money, and space on their end, just because that's a lot of data. But you can request to download a full HD photo, and I'll show you the app, or try to show you the app best I can here in a few. But you download the app. It does work with the app on your cell phone because they come straight to your phone. And then in the top right corner of that photo, you click HD. And then what happens is the next time that you receive images on these, and we'll talk about that a little more too here in a second, but the next time you receive an image on this, it automatically sends you that full HD photo.
Yep.
It does species too. So
Yep.
It tags bucks, and then you can pay extra.
You can pay extra,
to get turkey, doe, whatever.
Yep. Yeah. If we're using it for, though, we just do the $15 subscription per month, and for what we use it for, it works fine. Trust me, you're gonna see does out there. You're gonna know what a buck is. So you're gonna see what's out there. So it works great for us for that purpose. So we don't need to go for the higher subscription because unlimited plus the HD, it's fine.
Now, that $15 a month that's our monthly plan that we choose to pay. You don't have to pay that.
Yep.
So for 100 photos, that's free. That's nothing. The basic package that they offer on their website's 250 photos. That's $5 a month. The standard is $10 a month, and that's 1,000 photos. And then the premium, which is what we have, is the 15, which is, it's unlimited photos. The other thing you do to save a little bit of money is annual. So again, 100 photos free, 250 is 20% off, so you got that for $4. 1,000 photos, the standard package is $1 a month. That's 30% off, and then the premium is the 35% at $10. And then, so honestly, the extra $5, like, it doesn't bother me too much.
It doesn't bother me, and the reason it doesn't bother me too much. Well, that's another thing too. So for these subscriptions, it's per device.
Yeah.
So it's per device. It's not for all your devices. I wish it was for all devices. That would be amazing. But it's for each device.
It does add up quick.
It does add up.
It really does.
But it's Charlie right now. My wife, I had to sell it to her. She gets a book a month club every month, and it's $20 something like that a month. And I was like, well, $15 a month. I'm going to do this.
And
easy sell.
You got to think too. Like, I only have an unlimited plan on one of my 3 or 4 Cellinks I'm running, because I put a Celllink out. I don't care to see every single time I have deer. If I'm scouting with it, I put it up on a game trail. I want to see if something's coming through. That one time or that 100 times that it shows me something's coming through, I say, okay, cool. Then you can kind of judge, like, do I want to pay the $15 a month for the unlimited so I get all the photos from that? Or is that 100 a month good enough for me, right? So our season ends December 31st, so January 1st. So with that in mind, there's no point in me continuing to pay for a yearly membership. Now, when we start hunting hogs, that might change, and we very well may just invest into the yearly membership.
Yeah. So we'll start breaking down these cameras now that we have here.
We'll start with the Celllink since it's kind of the cheaper version.
Yep. So this is the Celllink right here. So actually, I pulled this about 2 weeks ago off some private land that we had access to hunting. So I pulled it, and I'm probably going to relocate it to the area we're going to hunt hogs once we get access to that land there. So this is the cheapest version you can get. It's super simple. Has all the instructions right here on the inside in case you throw your instruction manual away. It has it all right here, so it's very idiot-proof, because without it...
I'm an idiot, so I need it idiot-proof.
And then basically it talks down everything right here, talks to your status symbol. SD card goes in here, on-off switch.
8 AA, right?
Yep, 8 AA batteries. And actually, the battery lifespan is really good.
It's just phenomenal. So we use Energizer batteries, just cheap, whatever Walmart batteries we get our hands on, and it does last quite a while. Like I said, there are nights where we're getting 80 to 100 pictures a night, and it's lasted. Now, I'll tell you, when I first bought this, and Kirk, I don't know if it was the same for you, but I was a little intimidated about how it all worked, right? How does that plug into my camera? How does it all work? It just kind of threw me for a loop. I got a pretty slick design here, and I was pretty impressed.
Yep. So it's super easy. It's just like any other trail camera. It comes with a strap on the back. Strap it to the tree. You take this end right here, the SD card in, and you grab your trusty trail camera, and you just plug it up in there. And then this end screws into the bottom of your Celllink here.
You got like a waterproof port down there.
Yep.
And then this cord here, I don't know if you guys can tell or not, but this cord, it's flat. It's not rounded at all. So when you can see, like, there's a kink or two in there from where we've pinched it up. So you're not really worried about it getting broken or pinched or whatever as you're plugging it in. So that comes out, this runs out, plugs it in. And I tell you, one of the small faults that I found with these was the SD card.
Yes,
you have to have a micro SD card.
Yep.
There's no other way around that. And they do make this. This little orange one I have in my hand is from them. This is their 16 gigabyte. I think they're like $8 to $12, something like that.
Yep.
But here's the kicker: you can't go any bigger than 25 gigabytes, I believe.
32.
32. You can't go any bigger
Yep.
than 32 gigabytes, and that's because of the way that SD cards do their file format. So 32 gigabytes and under have a very specific way that they save data on that card. Anything bigger.
Yep.
So I'm an idiot. I went out and bought me the biggest, baddest micro SD card I could find. I think I had like a 250 gigabyte micro SD card. And I slapped it in, and it wouldn't work. And I was very sad
Yep.
for about 2 weeks.
Yep. Yeah, and so you got everything. Yeah.
Yeah.
But easy fix though.
Yeah, just swap out the
Yep.
SD card for 32 or less,
Yep.
and you're golden.
Yep. Another thing, so also with the batteries. So what I do, so this one and the other one that we had set up on our private land, we had it to take every picture of everything that came by, instantly send to us. So you can set them up through the app, how many pictures you want or how many times you want to send per day. The cameras that I have further out, where I hunt at on public land, I have those transmit twice a day. I don't get that out there as much to go service those cameras to put new batteries in. So I have those ones transmit twice a day. And when places I hunt closer, every picture I have transmit. The battery life, I mean, this one basically ran the whole hunting season. Battery change.
I have all of my cameras set to transmit every time because it gets me excited to see deer. And I think I've changed this season. So our season here in North Carolina is September 11th
Yep.
to January 1st
Yep.
is when our season ends for deer. I have changed the batteries on that camera 3 times on land where I get deer every single night. Not during the day, only at night. But I think I've changed batteries on it 3 times this season.
Yep.
And so it's not bad. And I should say on it 3 times. I've changed batteries on it twice, my camera once. One of the other like SD card downfall pieces is the fact that when you go to pull this box, because this like transmitter piece is your SD card, your camera doesn't actually have any images. What you have is your micro SD card that you could pop out and pull images off. And we'll talk about some of the faults with that here in a few minutes after we're done talking about the cameras themselves. But works really well, transmits well. I've only had a handful of issues with it, which we'll get into in a minute. Just keep these straight up and down. Some guys will point them this way or that way. I don't think that really matters unless you're like up against a building and you need to get to clear sky. But I would just keep this straight up and down. They do make a solar package too. So on the bottom here, there's like this little port you can pop open, and you can plug in solar panels. So if you just want to run those are a little pricey, but it might be worth it if you're running cameras year round. What did I miss there?
Nothing.
All right. So issues?
Issues with this one. So the only issues I've had with this specific setup is I would get pictures. And prior to that picture sending to me, it would say my SD card was disconnected. And then it would send pictures. And it would do this for a while, and eventually it stopped sending pictures altogether. So I contacted SpyPoint, and this was right before the rut started kicking off here. So it was a little aggravating to me. They said, hey, you got to pull that camera, and you got to do a firmware update on the actual device itself. You have to reformat this cable right here, just like you reformat any other SD card. The instructions on the website how to do it, and it walks you through it. Also had to do your firmware update. It was a little frustrating because it was right before the rut, and that was like the key time I really wanted my camera going all the time. And yeah.
My issue is so I have 2, right? So number 1 is their customer service. So they, like I said, they're a Canadian company, which I have no issue with Canadians. I love my brothers in the north. But there was a little bit of a language barrier. I think the person I spoke to was a French Canadian. And so I'm trying to explain, like, hey, we're in the middle of the rut. You know, I lost a month of photos, and I paid $15. Can I get a new camera plan? There was a little bit of a language barrier. They weren't quite understanding what I was trying to get through to them, and honestly, it kind of just made me angrier than what it should. But I was upset because Stefan here tells me, hey, you need to do a firmware update, and I go, nah, it should be fine. We're in the middle of the rut. Like, what company who makes hunting gear, especially cameras, in the middle of the rut is going to push an update to their cameras that's going to completely disable them?
Yep.
Well, SpyPoint did. I lost 33 days-ish of photos. And the update was stupid easy. You pull this out, you go to their website, you download it to the card, you put it in, and a bunch of lights flash, and boom, it's done. I updated all my cameras within a week of each other, which cost me time, fuel money, hitting a place harder than what I wanted to during the rut. So it was just a giant pain in the butt, and then getting through the customer service was not the best.
Yeah, I agree. So that covers this one. Now let's talk about this one, the micro light. The
Microlink, yeah.
So I bought one. I think we got them discounted from Field and Streams, I believe.
Yep.
So I bought one. I was super excited for it because I was like, hey, this is an all-in-one package, camera, everything. I don't have to deal with this going to a camera and whatnot. So it's all in one package. I loved it, convenient. So I got it and took it out. I should have tested it before I left my house first, but it seemed like it checked out in my house somewhat. So I took it out, and all I got was a lot of crazy flashy lights, no pictures taken, nothing sending, and yet not even my app would even link to the camera. So I had to come back to the house, contact SpyPoint. Takes me I think it was about a 2-day process talking to different people, and the customer, they made me go through all the steps I've already gone through on the site and through other customer services just to get to the point. They're like, hey, your camera is broken, send it back to us, we'll send you a new one. So that's what I ended up doing. They sent me a new one, and yeah, it worked fine. Actually, I haven't had any problems with this one yet.
No, this one's been pretty good, and it takes less batteries. So you've got 4 AA there. Your micro SD slot is up here at the top. You just push it in, kick it on, wait for the lights to finish their thing. The instructions are here. They make this is tough. This little flap here is really tough to close at times. You got to really put some pressure on it, but that's by design. DC 12 volt if you want your solar, locking panel, and then comes with a strap that runs through here, lock on the tree. No issues. And each of these, we should have mentioned, have this like little screw on the bottom. So if you want to like put a screw in a tree and then screw this on so it's sitting up or on a pole in the middle of a field, you can do that. So you're just your run-of-the-mill camera, with the exception of it sends photos to your phone.
Yep.
Now we hunt some public land, and on some of our public land, theft is an issue. So in order to defeat that, we kind of have 2 methods that A, are one's tried and true, and B, the other I kind of stole from the hunting public guys. So the first one is these lock boxes here.
Yep.
So we got these off Amazon.
Yep.
Yeah, about $20, maybe a little
$20,
less.
yeah.
Yeah. So this is metal on metal. Camera fits in here. Let's see what I'm doing here. Camera fits in here real nice. Got a little spot for the antenna there, and then you just kind of slide this piece on here, and boom, you can put a padlock in here. You can run a cable lock through the back, and so cable lock, padlock, and then there's still room for your nylon strap to strap it to the tree. So these work pretty good to keep people out. And the other thing that we do is, I'll take a climbing stick out to the field with me, and I'll just use a single stick with one of these cable locks and get up just high enough where you're going to work for it if you want it, and I'll cable lock it up. I will tell you, when we did that with the Celllink, it was kind of a pain in the ass.
Yeah.
Because we had the camera, we had 2 cable locks, we had the camera, the Celllink, 2 cable locks, 2 nylon straps, and 1 stick, and it was a lot. If you're gonna go hang a camera on public land and you don't want to get stolen, I'd spend the extra couple bucks and kind of get this set up, because then you can put it at any height, any level, anywhere.
Yep.
And in the bottom of this box here, it does have the area so you can run your 12 volt if you're running that, and your little screw into a tree if you want. You pointed this out to me. Make sure you're not buying the solar capable version of this lock box if you don't run the solar version of this camera. So they do make one, comes integrated with like a solar panel. I think they're like $200.
Yeah.
They're pretty good. Sit them out, it, does the thing. It charges. But if you buy this box for the solar one, there's a giant hole right here. It's really easy to slip this out of that giant hole without that solar box on. And I'm glad he said something to me, because that was in the Amazon cart when you called me out. So.
Yep. But yeah, this one, I love this camera so far. I've had no problems with it. Mine's actually set up right now on public land, and yeah, it works great. I get pictures sent twice a day, and yeah, love the camera so far. I was pushed to customer service just a little bit better at getting back to you. Other than that, yeah, it's a great camera. I don't know if I recommend them. I would not. I'd go with this version right here, because it's simple to use. It's one thing. These ones are iffy sometimes.
Yeah. So I'm going to do a quick walkthrough of the app for you. The app is free to download, and so when you first get into the app, when you open up these panels in here, there's usually like a spot that you either scan in the box or within the you got the little QR code within the box. This one came with like a little card you scan. That one has it right there. So you scan it, it links your camera, and then I don't know if you guys can see that now, but it shows you all the cameras. So you can rename the cameras. So if you go into your settings for the cameras and go to the camera, you can rename it. You can reinstall default settings or delete it. You go to cellular setup. Earlier when Stefan was talking about your photo transmission amount, so you set it first time. So like if I want all my photos to come to me, what do you have yours? It's
the one I have out at the game lands right now is set to do every day at 9 in the morning and 9 at night.
Yeah, so you can set that up, right? 9 a.m., 9 p.m. Each detection, 2 times a day, 12 times a day, 6 times, or just 1 time, depending on what you're after, right? And then your advanced configuration is like temperatures and then what kind of batteries you're using. So it monitors battery and does a pretty good job of telling you when your batteries are dead. The next thing you have is your plans, which I don't quite know why they include in that, because you can't do anything other than look at the plans in here. So I can't go into the app and just purchase a plan. In order to do that, I have to go to their actual website. So that's a little frustrating at times, especially if you're trying to use like Apple Pay or something. Next one, this is going from right to left on here, is your photos. And so it basically does all your photos by day, and then you got your cameras, species. They do buck. If you join their little club thing they have, which is kind of pricey, you get antlerless, turkey, coyote, moose, wild boar, bear, or human activity. Your full HD, it just filters down to just show what you've selected as full HD, and then favorites. You can put, when you click on the actual photo, there's like download full HD and a star. If you hit the star, it's your favorite piece. And then the next one is status, and that's really helpful because within the status section here, you get your signal strength, which have you ever had one get above 50%?
Yeah. Actually, the one that I have set up right now is above 50. I'm pretty sure.
Really?
Yeah.
Above 50? So I don't have any that are above 50%. All of mine are set at 50. Yeah, all of mine say 50% right now. But it gives you your signal strength, and so about, I think they say 30% or more is what you're looking at. And it tells you there's different color lights, and it tells you what each light means. Like a green light and 2 green lights and a yellow light means you got like 50 or better. All green means you got 100%.
Yeah.
You got one above 50?
I'm
impressed if you do. Mine all say 50.
Oh, not right now. It's at 40.
Nope,
It's at 40 right
okay.
now. Yeah.
Yeah, like his is at 40, still transmitting. Mine's at 50. And the one that's sitting at 50 is like in my backyard. So I know I have good cell service here. Battery, it tells you like I'm running AA and I'm sitting at 90% right now on that one. My SD card, I've got a 28 gigabyte micro SD card sitting in that, and I'm sitting at 1.4 gigs on it right now. That tells you your last time communicated, your model, and then that all important firmware version, and then your activation code. But the one thing that's frustrating with the firmware thing is, like, had he not told me, hey, I went to the website, there was a firmware, I would never have known. They don't send you push notifications about the firmware. I never got an email about the firmware. So I would just check that regularly. We have both complained to this company about the firmware issue and really not heard much of a response back.
Nope.
I don't think it's because of bad customer service. I just think it's poor timing on their part. Overall, I think their customer service is decent. Probably could be better.
Yep.
A little more responsive, obviously. The products held up the entirety of the season really well. No wear and tear, no fade, no issues, major issues outside of the couple we've discussed.
Yep.
They're well built, and I think they're worth the money. I think if you're hunting public land that's, 30, 45 minute drive from your house, this could save you a lot of time, especially in the off season and early season. If you're hunting private land that's far away, or you're just trying to protect something, set this up at a gate, I mean, I think it has a lot of uses.
Yep.
I think it's good.
I agree. Yeah, but I think besides the customer service being a little spotty, that's a great product for the most part. There's a lot of other cell cams out there, but I think this was the cheapest one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This was the cheapest.
Yeah.
Like I said, there are others that are probably a little better. But you know what? This has served our purposes. It served our purposes so well, in fact, that we kept buying them, and we don't have plans to not buy more.
Yeah, I mean, at this point, I'm kind of committed to stick with Spy Point just because I already have their products, and it's just super easy for me to get on the app, change whatever I want, and do my subscriptions or whatever. So
yeah. Decent product.
Yeah, maybe over time their customer service will get better.
Yeah.
I think the company is still pretty young. I think still.
Yeah, I think they only started about 2 years ago.
Yeah, not too long ago.
Yeah, they're not an old company, but like I said, they're good, decent. It does what it's supposed to do. And these things have been out in ice cold temperatures. We're in North Carolina, so it's not like it's super cold, but like below freezing. They've been out in heavy rain, which we do get here. Matter of fact, that one that you had was in that storm that knocked down a couple of trees over by your blind, and it was absolutely fine, no issues. I've dropped them, I've banged them up, I've tossed them around the bed of the truck. Like they hold up well thus far. So we'll see if I can get about 3 or 4 seasons out of one before one actually breaks. But first season, pretty good.
Yep, no complaints, just minus this device.
Yep. But again, it has its utilities. It is the cheaper of the version, and it's how I got my wife to allow me to buy one. They were on sale, so she said, screw it, get 2, Merry Christmas, Happy Birthday, and I ended up with 2 of them because of how cheap they were. But it's a good way to get started. So, and these are available at like Dick's and Field & Stream and Amazon. Yeah, you can buy them. You can buy them almost anywhere. So, relatively good price.
Yep.
All right. Well, thank you. Like, subscribe, and we'll catch you on the next video.